Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to The Color of Beautiful and our evening colorism news update. I am so excited to be able to be here with you today to give you some additional colorism news, which I'm going to be doing every day, Monday through Friday, somewhere between 5 and 6, a little later today, but somewhere between 5 and 6. I'm going to go on to give you all the latest in colorism news across the globe. Colorism is an issue that is not only here in the United States, but it's an issue that is happening across the globe. And today we are going to Japan. There's a very interesting article in on a website called Unseen Japan. And the article is entitled Japan's Whiteness Problem, Part 1 Colorism. And it's a really interesting article because it's always interesting to read about how other cultures are dealing with colorism and how it is an issue in other cultures. It's not just an issue in the Black and Brown community, but it's also an issue in other communities where there are wide range of colors. So we always talk about the fact that it is a global, colorism is a global issue. And so this is one of the reasons why I like to bring you these news updates and the things that are going on that people are reporting on the global issue of colorism. I would recommend, I'm going to put in the comments about exactly where this article can be found. I'm not going to read the whole article to you. I'm just going to read portions of it that I think are really very interesting. And I would recommend that you click on the link when I put it there and that you go and read the article in its entirety. It's a very, very, very interesting article. So this young lady actually is, I don't know if she is African American. I don't know. Her name seems to be, it's either Talia or Thalia Harris. She is a brown skinned girl, and she is a North Jersey, New York native, currently residing in Tokyo, where she works as an ESL teacher and freelance writer. So it's really interesting to get her perspective living in Japan. So one of the things that she said, this is going to be a 3-part series. She says, I will discuss how colorism in Japan both predates Western contact, but also was exacerbated by it. How America's post-war infantilization of Japan produced a symbiotic relationship of unwavering power and praise way before the cool Japan strategy was underway. How social media silencing of the Japanese diaspora quells any concerns of whitewashing or historical revisionism. And finally, how avoidant answers make the discussion at hand all the more complicated. So this is a 3-part series that she's doing. This is part 1. So she says, before I continue, I'd like to give a content warning due to the nature of this topic being heavily intertwined with politics and therefore multiple tiers of discrimination. Some of the cited sources and their primary sources will contain outdated, politically incorrect, and derogatory language. Reader discretion is advised. I'm not going to read any derogatory language. So we know that colorism is defined as the prejudice or discrimination, especially within a racial or ethnic group, favoring people with lighter skin over those with darker skin. In layman's terms, the closer an individual is to whiteness, which is read as inherent wealth, intelligence, and social mobility, the better they will be perceived. Women, in particular, are affected by colorism as is connected to desirability and beauty. And we know that to be true not only in Japan, not only in India, but also in America. Many times, colorism does affect a woman's color. Her color is connected to her desirability and beauty. So she says some things about, specifically about Japan and the fact that in Japan, the conflation of whiteness and beauty goes all the way back to the Nara period, according to a seminal 1967 article by late psychological anthropologist Hiroshi Wagatsuma titled The Social Perception of Skin Color in Japan. Japanese people conflated white with beauty and black with ugliness. That's across the board. We know that's in America. So now we know it's in Japan, as well as we know it's in India, it's in Jamaica, it's in Africa, that white is associated with beauty and black is associated with ugliness. So there is even a Japanese proverb that personifies these values. White skin makes up for 7 defects. For example, if a woman is pale enough, her other physical flaws are irrelevant. Hence the usage of white powder makeup among the courtesans. So by the time the Japanese borders were forced to open in 1853 by Commodore Perry and its black ships, its society was once again reconnected with white people. By this time, it was on a much larger scale. So she talks about how white skin is considered being purer than jewels. And so Japanese women were looked at based on their skin color, and that would determine how pure they were and how beautiful they were. She says here, when asked of a local woman if American or Japanese women were prettier, one samurai said American women because their skin was lighter. Now one would argue that he was simply being polite, especially since such a trifling comment of his obviously pleased the girls. The general distinction of what was desirable and undesirable was still very clear. So even in Japan, the lighter your skin, the whiter your skin, the more beautiful you are. So only 2% of Japan's population are foreigners, and most of them hail from China. So who exactly is Japan catering to? Considering these historical examples and the perpetual embracing of blackface, I believe that Japanese society was and is fully aware of their actions. It is not merely because Japan doesn't have visible multiculturalism or isn't a melting pot, as some would say. Instead, it is a clear case of confirmation bias. Japan already believed white skin was better, and interactions with white people, especially against the parallel of enslaved black people who accompanied white visitors, reinforced it. And she goes on to talk about how this notion still exists today as she is living in Japan. She says, within my native US, some people might argue that since white people are the majority, it's only natural that they receive the most representation. However, only 2% of Japan's population are foreigners, and most of them hail from China. So, who exactly is Japan catering to? Japan is catering to Japan and its desire to achieve their own brand of whiteness. Because the concept of racial purity is still at play, the idea of Japanese person wanting to be white isn't completely cut and dry. Whiteness is seen as normal and default due to global overrepresentation, which runs parallel to Japaneseness and how they see themselves as the default. So, with both historical and contemporary evidence as to the existence of racism and colorism with Japan, both documented by Japanese people, why are we so quick to deflect? What makes us hesitant to have an honest conversation about the subject? Well, it starts with how the West in particular frames Japan as naive when it comes to international relations, yet alone concepts of whiteness and race. This narrative started during Japan's post-World War II occupation, and she will explore it in depth in part 2 of the series. So she's starting with part 1, giving you kind of a historical, which, like I say, I would recommend that you go ahead and read it for yourself, because first of all, there are some terms in here that are Japanese that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. So I would really recommend that you go and read this article and understand about the global issue of colorism. It's not just a Black, brown, United States thing. It is in other countries too, where the idea of beauty, the standard of beauty is looked at as what is white, and even where there are varying skin colors in other cultures, that people are looking to be whiter than what their natural skin color is. And it's something that we continue to talk about. I bring this news to you every day because I really want people to begin to really understand that colorism is a global issue, and that we not only have to be concerned about it and fighting about it and gaining awareness and getting solutions here in the United States, we need to be looking to get solutions in other countries. It's not for us to dictate what those other countries' solutions are, but we can still bring awareness to the issue globally. And that's what we are doing with the Color of Beautiful being a global spoken word initiative and movement, is to globally bring awareness to colorism. So that was Japan. And I encourage you all to join us on Sunday. We're going to be talking with, in Beautiful Color Conversations, we're going to be talking with Anu Kumar, an Indian young lady, who is going to talk to us about colorism and being Indian and dealing with colorism among the South Asian culture. So I want to encourage you to watch Beautiful Color Conversations on Sunday. It's a very interesting conversation. And I really want to continue to impress upon you as the audience that this is a global issue and we have to address it on all fronts. So thank you so much for those of you that are tuning in. Thank you for those of you that will watch the replay. Continue to connect with us and become a part of the movement. Become a part of the movement. Go to the website, thecolorofbeautiful.com. Color is spelled COLOUR. Thecolorofbeautiful.com. Go to the website. We have a store on the website. We have our I Am the Color of Beautiful t-shirts. You can't see mine right now, but we have our I Am the Color of Beautiful t-shirts available. We have expanded the line. They're available in multiple colors. We have mugs. We have journals. We have things to begin to bring that statement to life for anyone who is of color and wants to be able to know that and affirm and declare. We say it loud, we say it proud. I am the color of beautiful. So please go to the Color of Beautiful website and see the information we have there. We have many digital products and things that will help you on your journey to love the skin you're in. So I want to take a few minutes to also talk to you about the Love the Skin You're In campaign. That is happening now. And you can go also find information about the Love the Skin You're In campaign. That information is on the website. It is going to be a 10-week workshop for girls 12 to 18. It's a spoken word workshop. We help them to write and to talk about how they feel about the color of their skin, and to help them understand how beautiful they are, and to write spoken word and to be able to perform it. We're going to be having them tape the pieces that they write, and we'll be posting that on a special designated website for that. So we invite you to look that up also on the Color of Beautiful website, and look and consider supporting us. Consider donating to Love the Skin You're In so that we can have this campaign and open this campaign up to girls ages 12 to 18 and be able to help them to love the skin they're in. So thank you all so much for watching and for tuning in. And please become a part of the movement. Please join me here Monday through Friday, somewhere between 5 and 6. We'll be going live to give you the latest in colorism news. You can ask questions, you can interact with me, and begin to help this movement move forward and to get the word out and to get information out on colorism, because we are redefining the standard of beauty for women of color. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Have an amazing, amazing day. And I'm going to take you out on the Color of Beautiful song, the video. Be blessed.
Check. Let me talk about our black women real quick. Check. Black on black and beauty's intact. Trust, there's nothing you lack. Nothing can ever sever our soul ties. We'll be together. You my ride and tie, girl. Forever, ever. Forever, ever can fly in any weather. Black, intelligent, smart, and clever, full of grace and honor. How dare we ponder? Your strength make a black man's heart grow fonder. Protect our black queens at any cost. See, without the black queen, we catch a lost bee. Taking L's from left to right, vision blurred, but with the black queen we elevate, you heard? Honey, caramel, hazelnut, bronze, chocolate, milk, that all shades, no cons. Skin absorbing all the sun, so much melanin. Love the color of your beauty and the light within. Concept, baby.
Concepts, you said it right. I am beautiful in God's sight. Don't you know I am Mother Earth? Everything black and beautiful I have birthed. Let's review my history. Some think it's steeped in mystery. Royal blood runs through my veins. I have carried my people's pains. I am dark like a night in Tunisia. I possess power and wealth like the Queen of Sheba. Naya, Kim, Cynthia, Viola, Kadia, Zozabini, Gabrielle, Beverly, Issa, from Africa, India, America, Jamaica. Dark beauty runs across the world, make no mistake, beautiful mind and beautiful skin. The peace and power that come from within. Don't you feel the pull? We are the color of beautiful.
Made in His image and mirroring His reflection. Black and beautiful, my shortcomings is His perfections. Addicted to the spoil and Memphis while they toil. On the clouds I'm in crave. Homage to my people who fight to be equal.
Beautiful.